Hey, welcome to Open Hand Farm. If you're a homesteader, you know that there's always a job that needs to be done, but it's a job that you know you're not going to need the results from that job for a few months, so you kind of push it to the back of the line. Well, I'm going to attack one of mine today, and it's really embarrassing, but it's a real thing. I just want everybody to know that in reality, being a homesteader means you have trouble keeping up with all of the stuff that has to be done. There's always stuff on the to-do list. So my to-do list item that I have been pushing down is behind this barn door. So let's go see what it is. It's my greenhouse. I used my greenhouse to start seedlings. Of course, those seedlings have to be started in little pots, and then those little pots of seedlings needs to be up potted, and then when you put it in the ground in the garden, you have all of these pots that need to be washed before you use them again the next year. So my job that I keep putting off is washing and cleaning up those pots. And because I am putting that off, I also end up putting off cleaning up my greenhouse. Now, this is my greenhouse, and that is a monster rosemary plant. It was here when we moved in 4 years ago. It was not that big, but it just keeps growing, and I just keep clipping it. In fact, I clipped 2 wheelbarrows full, overflowing of them last fall, and it just keeps growing. But you'll see my problem is that I cannot really get to the back of it to really clip it well, unless I just want to like take it down to nothing in the front. But this problem is going to be addressed eventually. We're going to kind of do some work on the walls of the greenhouse. We'll keep the structure and the frame, but do some work on the walls. As you can see, they have issues. Over here, this wall, that's the original plastic that was in here, and that sun just cracks it after it beats on it so much. So today, I am addressing pots so that I can then address the greenhouse. My granddaughter and I usually wash these together, and she loves it. But this year we have a baby brother to contend with, and he's not so much into washing pots and going outside and staying where I put him. So this year it looks like I'll be doing it on my own. Let's get to work. The first thing I'm having to do is somebody gave me some pots, and they have these little tags on them. I've had a lot of people give me pots. Last year I did buy some, and I'm really glad I did. I like using them, which is actually the reason I bought some, is people were giving me the pots that they have been using. And in the past, I've always used these plastic cups. They're really good quality. Like these I have used for 3 years. I drilled holes in the bottom of them, and they are still perfect to use. But some of them have become not so perfect. So I needed something different. So when people started giving me these, I decided, oh, I kind of like using those. So in the spring, I went ahead and bought these pots, and I really like them. And they're not hard, but I know that I can wash them and reuse them, and they'll be great. They were not real expensive. So I'll just keep working to get all of these pots together, and then we'll go wash them. I'm going to show you my setup while I wait for the rinsing water to get done. So I'm going to wash them in this one. I'll rinse them in here, and then I will throw them in my wagon. I just rinsed it out so that it's clean. So I'll set it up, and it'll just be a wash, rinse, throw. And then I will let the sun do the drying. I'm using an eco-friendly soap that I use on things out in the garden as well as plants if I'm trying to kill bugs. And then I'll just use a brush to clean them with. It's pretty windy today. You can tell by my clothes going crazy on the clothesline. So I'm hoping they don't blow out of my wagon.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get busy washing these and then I will come back when we're all done.
All right, you guys. I got them all washed, including my trays. My trays had gotten pretty nasty. And I have them in my wagon as well as this other tub here. And then some bigger ones sitting out in the sun. So I'm just gonna clean all these up and take them inside and see what else I can do in the greenhouse. It's been a few days since I was outside washing the pots, and I was able to bring the wagon in, and then I had another tub after they were washed that was full of them. And what I did is I just set them all out in like sizes and made stacks. And it worked out really well to take up very little space that way. I usually put them on a shelf, but the shelf has other things on it. So I ended up putting them in one of the tubs that I was washing them in. It worked out really well. They just stacked and laid in there nicely. And then I have my trays here that I can just lay on top and put the lid on. And they're all in one container. That is so nice. I do have a few that were stacked on a shelf already clean. I'm going to leave those there. But for the most part, all of my clean pots are in this tub and ready to go when I am ready to plant and up pot my seedlings. Now what we have to do is go into the greenhouse and just straighten up in there. I have some things that I've sorted and need to put different places. I also need to make sure that everything is kind of out of the way, because hopefully in a couple of weeks we are going to start taking the broken plastic panels down and put up some old windows. So hopefully that's going to work and we're really going to like it. Okay, so here is the greenhouse. And as you can see, I still have some different things. Now, these cups down here are all cracked or broken. So after 3 years, that happens. So I'm very happy that they lasted that long. I've got some pots that I need to kind of deal with. Also, a friend brought me some loofahs, but I don't know. They're kind of drying out. They were really kind of watery and runny and squishy. So they're starting to mold. So I don't know if I should go ahead and peel them off and then let them dry, or let them dry with the skins on. I'm just not sure. I might, if I have time today, go ahead and just peel them. So let's see what I can do out here. Okay, I got all the pots and pans washed. At least I think they're all of them. There's always more. It's kind of like laundry.
you think you're done, and then you find something else. I'm going to use this little vacuum. I'm going to turn it around so that it blows instead of sucks. So I just disconnect the little hose here, and I put it in here. Okay, I want to blow all of the dirt and stuff off of the shelf so that I can put my clean pots in here to dry. These boxes are my seedling trays. I have used these every year except for last year. Last year I bought some segmented trays that were about this big around. I did not like them. I did so much better by just filling this with dirt, making rows, planting my seeds, and then pulling those out and putting them in a pot when they got big enough. So I'm going back to this next year. Okay, I think I have done the best I can do in here. And when these pots are all dry, I will put them away somewhere, at least until we get the greenhouse redone, and then I can store them in here again. I think it's as good as it's gonna get. It's tidier than it was. When all of these dry, I will stack them up, take them inside. So that means that my shelves will be pretty much empty. We still have some pots here that I need to deal with, but they're so big, I decided to wait. I just don't have time tonight to do it. And this is just one of my produce baskets that I love, but I'll leave it there for right now. So I guess we're gonna call it quits. I know this was not a fun video. Wasn't fun for me either. But I got work done. And my glasses are really gross, you guys. I'm sorry if you can see that. I was out there spraying things and the water was just spraying on my face. So anyway, these jobs just have to get done. And that's just part of the reality of having a greenhouse, of having a garden. There's always jobs that you want to put off. I keep telling myself as I do this today, don't put off next year. As soon as you empty these things, wash them. Once a week, wash them. So we'll see if I do. I really hope I will. And I have a friend that has said that she would like to garden with me next year. So hopefully it'll be a funner thing to do, because right now, Mark's not much of a gardener. He's a great project man. He will build me a box or do whatever needs to be done. He just doesn't garden. So it will be so nice to have somebody to talk to work with, to clean things with, and hopefully she enjoys it also. So thanks for coming along. And until next time, blessings on you and yours.